What's going on, guys? Doc Danny here. I want to thank you so much for listening to the PT Entrepreneur Podcast. One of the most common questions that I get is, how did you start a practice in a gym? And because of that, I've put together a course called the Gym PT Blueprint, which shows you exactly how to start, run, and grow a successful practice in a gym. If you're a new PT, if you're a new grad, if you're a PT that's just started a practice in the gym, you're not making more than $12,000 a month yet, this course is perfect for you. It'll teach you how to set it up correctly. It'll teach you how to market yourself correctly, how to sell correctly, how to actually build a true business and not just a little side business that maybe doesn't take you anywhere and change you and your family's life long term. So if you're interested in this model of a practice, guys, head to drdannymate.com/products and you can take a look at the Gym PT Blueprint and everything that goes into it at that location. Thanks so much for listening.
So here's the question. How do physical therapists like us, who don't want to see 30 patients a day, who don't want to work home health, and have real student loans, create a career and life for ourselves that we've always dreamed about? This is the question, and this podcast is the answer. My name's Danny Mate, and welcome to the PT Entrepreneur Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Doc Danny here with the PT Entrepreneur Podcast, and we got a special Hawaii episode for you guys today. I don't know if it's special for you, but I'm in Hawaii, so it's special for me. So I'm actually on my way up to Schofield Barracks. I've been working with one of the Army CAV groups here, so part of a 25th Infantry Division element, and we've been doing some mobility-wide tactical work and then some advanced stuff with our medics doing the 102 course. And then today I get an opportunity to go work with some Air Force Special Operations guys that are here on island as well. And I'm up there right now, or I'm headed up there right now to go work with them. But I want to talk a little bit about this idea of entrepreneurship really being a journey in personal development. And what I mean by that is, when you start a business, when you decide that you want to try to do something on your own, whatever that might be, your business strongly reflects both your strengths and your weaknesses. So that could be phenomenal for your business. That could be really bad, right? It just depends on what your strengths and weaknesses are. And for me, when I look at the ability to progress our business, a lot of it comes down to, how can I get better at the things that I really am good at. So I want to get better at those things, but I also want to try to get better at the things that are weaknesses, because I don't want it to hold my business back. I don't want part of my personality to be this self-destructive habit or whatever it might be that gets exaggerated within business, right? And one thing that I've kind of noticed a little bit since I've been out here, and I noticed it when we lived out here too. So my wife and I lived here for about 3 years, and we had our son out here, and everybody just seems so happy out here in Hawaii. And of course, they live on a tropical island, and you could say, well, obviously they're happy, because they live on a freaking tropical island, and it's always 75 and sunny. Well, maybe that's the case, but I had dinner last night with a good friend of mine that still lives here, and I actually went over and I met them for a little judo. I didn't do judo, but his son, who's 6, was in judo class. So I went to this rec center with them before dinner, and we watched these little kids throw each other around the judo mats. And we just talked shop for a little bit. Caught up with his wife, and we were at dinner. And I asked him, I go, hey Neil, I feel like everybody in Hawaii is just so happy, man. I say, why is that? And he goes, well, I think part of it is the fact that we get to spend more time outside. So just be a little more connected to nature, which I think is huge. If you ever feel like stressed out or, overwhelmed, if you can go for a walk on a nice day, like, man, that just makes everything, less of a burden. And it's not always nice where we live, but here they have the luxury of, usually it is. So getting out into nature was big. The other thing he said was spending more time with friends and family. And when he said that, I thought to myself, and I was like, man, that's a good point. And we get so wrapped up with what we do in business and life and family and kids, and we get kind of disconnected from other people. It's very easy to forget that those relationships are really, really important. And he said, hey, like this weekend, I'll give you a good example. We're meeting up with some family members and some friends, and all we're going to do is just go drive around to different parts of the island, go grab lunch somewhere. We'll hang out at a beach park. We'll throw the football around and just spend time together. Catch up. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, when's the last time that I've ever even thought about doing something like that with my immediate family, my wife's immediate family that lives in Atlanta? We really don't. We all get so busy with what we're doing. We have our weekends planned out forever, right? Like if you want to get on our weekend schedule, good luck. Before Christmas, it's going to be hard to do. And that's really a flaw, I think, in what we do. We don't prioritize spending time with the people that we love the most, the people that we know the best, right? I mean, I have good friends of mine that I've known since middle school, and I rarely see them. I might see them once or twice a year. And one of those times is at our fantasy draft. Like the fantasy football league that I'm in has kept relationships together that otherwise probably would have dissolved. And I would say that part of this is absolutely my fault. And this goes back to your kind of strengths and weaknesses and what I was talking about at the beginning. And, I grew up in a military family. That means we moved a lot. And I've had more best friends than I can remember. We've moved just so much. Usually every 2 years or so, we would go somewhere else. So you become really good at saying goodbye to people and then forgetting about them, like totally forgetting about them. If you just try to hold on to this memory of this person that you had a really good friendship with, and you think about that when you leave, it sucks, right? So you get really good at just forgetting and moving on to the next thing, whatever that is. And even, to a fault, like even if we have a death in the family or if a pet dies, usually that's a very traumatic experience for somebody. But, for me, I don't really, I move on really quickly, and it pisses my wife off, I think, in a lot of ways. But that's just the way that we were raised. We kind of got used to that, and you get conditioned to it. So for me, one of the things that I've noticed since I've been out here is, that the ability to form and maintain relationships takes some effort. This is in personal life and in business. If you have business referral partners, you have, people that you do some sort of joint ventures with that are, some sort of trainer that you work with, a coach, a massage therapist, another PT, or a health provider of some kind. It's very easy for us to forget about those people and just get stuck in our little bubble. Same thing with our friends and family. We just get stuck kind of doing the work that we need to continue on to hit the next goal or whatever it is. But in the process, if we're burning our bridges, we're burning our relationships down unintentionally, we're going to hit that finish line alone. And that's not what the goal should be, right? It should be to have a well-rounded, happy experience in life, that you have some meaning and you have something more than just whatever that business might be, whatever that goal is, whatever the next job you're trying to get is, the progression that you're looking at. If you take a step back and you look at, like my friends here in Hawaii, they don't have a whole lot. In fact, I would venture to say this is one of the most expensive areas that I've ever been. And so, people just, they don't really have a lot of disposable income. They don't have a lot of things that they don't necessarily need. And many of them live in multi-family homes. So you're living with your wife's parents and their grandparents or something like that, or your brother and his wife. And so we think, all right, man, we're on top of each other, like, boy, that's going to get old. And maybe it does for them sometime. There are some times, and I'm sure it does along the way. But when we take a step back and we really look at what do we need, how much money do we really need to make, are we doing the right things, are we making decisions based on long-term goals and happiness? And I think you can take a page out of the people here in Hawaii and what they like to do and why they're so happy and they enjoy life so much, and apply it to your own life. So take that into account today, guys. Think about the last time you called your best friend or your brother that you met up with, that referral partner you really like, but you get so busy, and he or she gets so busy, you never see each other, and develop that relationship. Spend some time with those people and make it a priority, because it takes some work, but it's totally worth it. So hope I didn't lose you guys on this one. Danny, you're going to say, man, Danny went soft on us on this one. A little bit, I guess so, but that's what this is. Entrepreneurship is a journey in personal development, right? And we try to make ourselves better every day. That's not just in business, not just physically, but definitely mentally and emotionally as well. So I hope you guys like this one, and mahalo. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.